Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? How's everybody doing today? Hello, Lil Red. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Pink Butterfly. Hi, Theresa. Hi, Pam. You saw me up on Justin's. Cool. I'm well, doing good. Didn't sleep much the night before, but last night I caught up on my sleep. It was nice. Anyone in the path of those bad storms and tornadoes last night? Oklahoma, here in Oklahoma, we got hit with a bunch, not where I'm at, but further. They tend to start in the Oklahoma City, Midwest area and come our way. Some of the really bad ones, when they get up to, F4, F5 tornadoes, they'll start in Oklahoma City and come all the way to where I am in Northeast Oklahoma. And it gets bad. So by the time they hit my side of Oklahoma, they are really bad. So we get a lot here. But yeah. Yeah, we just got lots of heavy, really loud rain here. I mean, you couldn't sleep. It was so loud. I love to sleep to rain, but we had hail and rain. It was terrible. But anyway, so I hope that all of those that were in the path of those tornadoes last night were safe. I just hope everybody's safe. So today I want to delve into Sebastian and Riley. I still think about Riley. It seems like with a lot of these cases, as soon as a new missing kid shows up, everything else gets put in the back burner. For example, we have Summer Wells that's sitting on the back burner for a lot of people. Don't think about her every day. Michael Vaughn, he's still missing. Summer and Michael are still missing. And I don't know about you, but it bothers me. These children that haven't been found. Madalena Kojakari, still missing. And that is one of the most awful, suspicious cases I have ever heard of, and nobody is talking about her. Why? These other kids need some more airtime. They're heading your way. Jana Banana, hello, how are you? I hope you stay safe. Yeah, I get really sad thinking about these babies. I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine what their families are going through. And in some cases, like in Madeline and Kojakari, I rarely speak negatively about parents. Rarely. I don't like to go down that path because we just don't know what's going on, right? But there is a lot of evidence to the contrary in Madalena's case. And I'm thinking about doing a new live stream on her because she is out there somewhere. I don't think she is deceased. I really think she's hidden out somewhere. And that's based on what law enforcement has put out. But nobody's talking about it. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Yeah, we get that a lot here too. Okay, so with Sebastian, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Why is it showing black? I noticed it was flickering. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm on we have like 3 different Wi-Fi set up here. Yep, I'm on the fastest one. Let me try that again. Okay, we're good now. Okay, so let me go ahead and get rid of my thing up at the top corner as well because it's kind of in the way. There we go. So with this case, with both of these cases, everybody and their dog was talking about Riley, and nobody's talking about Riley anymore. Well, an anchor had a live stream just on Sebastian and Riley, and it was really good in my opinion. There were some things that he said that I was just like, but somebody sent me the link to that, and I watched the whole thing. We're going to go over that. In it, we get a sneak peek into the actual search and rescue that you see here. They showed what the map is crazy that they have it mapped out where they've looked and everything. They have it all mapped out. And this is a giant screen that they're standing on. It looks like something you'd see in CSI, where they go into this war room looking thing. And that's a big TV, isn't it? So we're going to get to see that. I'm going to start though with, well, first I think I'm going to start with this really quick, just to bring this forward. Kind of start at the beginning. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 15 years old, missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, back on the 26th of February, sorry. I'm looking at my calendar when I said that. February 26th, that is the last known actual footage of Sebastian, and it's confirmed by Seth himself. He was getting into the car after having dinner with his mom. So that's the last time that there's actual, proof of life. So he's 15 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. And if anybody has any information, I think I have a banner right here. So I'm going to leave that up. Okay, Ellen. I know it's a lot, Teresa. So it's awful. So if anybody has any information, you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND or directly to Detective Carter. Or if you just see him somewhere, call 911. They can transfer you. And then I'm going to show really quick my favorite photos of him. Very smart kid, huh? Look at those awards. Or that's one big award, isn't it? That's a giant trophy. Dang. Mine never got big trophies like that. Just, normal size trophies. My goodness. This one's my favorite photo. What a sweetheart. I'm going to be talking about these dogs you'll see. These little yappers. I have one of these, and she is quite a yapper. If somebody were to go in or out my front door right now, I would know. I would absolutely know. I got 3 of them myself. And then this is not from the last time that he was seen. I think this was like the day before or something, but Sebastian and his mom, Katie. Sebastian and a snake on my list of things I will never do again. I did it once, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. You will not catch me within 10 feet of a snake, either the animal kind or the human kind, right? So, and there's him getting his glasses. Pay attention to the eyes. He has those almond-shaped eyes. I think he's somewhere. I think someone knows exactly where he's at. I don't think he's deceased. I don't think anybody, including the UCN, United Cajun Navy, I don't think they have a clue. I think they're making stuff up for clout, trying to seem important. Quickly, Todd called me right before this live, and he said, I know you're probably recording me again. I said, yeah, so? He said, well, I think you were setting me up the other day. I felt like you were setting me up. I said, I wasn't setting you up. I said, but I do want you to explain what you were talking about, saying the body. He said, well, you have a good day, and hung up. So he wouldn't answer my question. He called me and then wouldn't answer my question. Okay, weirdo. Lose my number, Todd. So I'm not going to be talking about them anymore, except to say that I am considering releasing my calls and texts in full with him. I'm not going to say yet where, because the creep is watching. You'll know. I do not have Discord or Patreon or anything like that. So the only reason that I didn't play on my own without Todd the whole phone call is, and I'm not going to do it now like on my channel, is because I already got a lot of heat over the small amount of information that I had put out there at his request. He was telling me to do that. And I already apologized to JLR. We talked about JLR for about 2 minutes in that phone call. And then he himself, of his own volition, brought up Sebastian. And I'm going to pull something up here. I'm just going to read this and then I'm done with those weirdos. I put this up 12 hours ago. It's like midnight last night. I've been getting emails asking for the timestamp for the UCN phone interview portion. Here it is. It was at 1 hour and 3 minutes into the live. No, I did not ask him any questions about Sebastian. What he said that I played, he said that on his own volition. No, the call is not spliced or edited in any way. I only played the small portion here. I played more of it over on Allegedly with Brittany and last night on Justin's as well. Lastly, yes, TBI was alerted, and I hope that they have had a good long talk with Todd and the other group members to find out whatever it is he was talking about in that phone interview. I want nothing more to do with him. This isn't about him. And I think he's done, as far as I'm concerned, in my book, with derailing things. And that is all I have to say about him. Okay, is my chat frozen? Hang on. Okay, so we all have questions, and no matter our differences of opinion in the case, we all want Sebastian to be found alive and safe. All of us. I think that that's one thing we should at least all be able to agree to. No matter what we all think about Katie and Chris and Seth, we all need to come together and just focus on Sebastian. Keep his face out here. I'm hearing things that concern me, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to pull up the live that happened yesterday, and there was a lot of good questions that was brought up in this, so we're going to talk about that. I have other questions, like Sebastian disappearing without shoes and socks when Seth said he would not be even going outside barefoot. There's the security cam issue with the clock being off on it. There's the smart lock on the front door. Do we know, or does law enforcement have that information? Did it have a smart card in it or a smart chip? Is there a log of who came in and out last? There's the odd thud that Katie referred to, and then saying, "I'll just go to bed." There's a mattress showing up after he went missing. Who cares about a mattress when your child's missing? And then I also heard on an interview last night, Seth was told about Sebastian being missing by a text message, you guys. A text message. She said, "Don't be mad. Sebastian is missing." Are you serious? She couldn't even call him. She just sent him a text. Why not a phone call? A text. That's like 1,000,000 times worse than breaking up with somebody by text. I don't understand that. And I'm wondering what's going on with the parents leaving the house while he's missing. And now his grandparents are in Alaska on a fun trip, posting photos. His grandparents took off on a trip. All my trips will be canceled. If any of my grandbabies went missing, I've got 3 and 1 that's due next month. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Chris is the one why not a phone call though? Yeah, because Chris is the one, you are right, who has kind of controlled all of this. I've heard that it was mainly Chris that talked with Seth about things. But then neither one of them even talked to him for 3 or 4 weeks until they finally all got called into TBI. Just one text. "Oh, your kid's missing. Don't be mad." What? Yeah, Chris. Either one of them. Even if Chris texted, why not a phone call from Chris and or Katie right then? Why just a text? It was Katie's job to reach out. But if you think about it, it's very infuriating. I can't help but wonder what's going on in that home. As a DV survivor myself, I suspect that Katie is under Chris's thumb. I don't know what she did or knows, etc. She may be being controlled or scared. We don't know. But I want to say this before I get too far into this live. Katie If you hear this by any stretch of the imagination, I'm a little bitty channel. Chances are very remote that she would ever hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Katie, if you hear this, speak up. Get away from Chris and help find your son, Sebastian. If you have hidden him away or you know anything, you have got to tell everybody and just let the chips fall where they may. Put your child, put Sebastian above everything else, including yourself. That is what a good mother does. It is not too late. I don't care what has happened. I don't care if you thought it was a good idea to sneak him off somewhere, which apparently is what Madalena Kojikari's mother did. So I get it. You want to protect your child, so you send them off, you hide them away. That's no life for that child either. That is no life for that child. Just like when Michael Long took off with Sophie. You don't do that to your child. You leave the abuser. You go into hiding yourself. I could tell my whole story how I got out of what I was in. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I got me and my kids out of there. I had to completely ghost my whole life. But to do it, you have to tell everything that you know. Get away from him first. The whole thing. When I saw that they were leaving together in the RV and she was following along with him to support him. What was it she said? Support him in going back to work. Does she have no family that could come and stay with her if she was, worried about being alone? Yes, I love that. I love that. First to talk, first to walk. Hi, J&J Logistics. How are you doing? Yeah. Gotta talk. Why are so many parents allowed to just not talk? And then the case goes cold. No idea where Summer Wells is. No idea where Michael Vaughn is. Now, in that case, I don't look at his parents at all in any way, shape, or form. We know who the suspects are. They're not talking either. Although Stacey Wonder's back in prison now for violating his probation or parole conditions. So, yeah. But Seth has acted exactly like, frankly, I would act. He's gone all over YouTube interviewing, and I support that. If he's not searching, he's interviewing. He's not physically out there exhausting himself. He is in an interview. He is all over the place. There's so many interviews, and I fully support it. There's, let me pull this up here. There's this lovely post by Jennifer Kaufman-Daffer that ticked me off. And I've been one of the few creators who haven't had, like a direct issue with her. I've talked with her a few times on Twitter. This is not okay. She said, as I mentioned, it will all come out. All these parents hurt Sebastian Rogers. Why haven't I posted them? Because the main point is Sebastian has no one to run to. No, not even his bio dad. Who do you think you are, lady? That's just that's not okay. Not okay. I gotta call that out. That's some BS right there. So let me see what else is here. Now, I don't know if any of you have not seen the press conference from today. I don't know if I'm going to get into that. I may just leave the link in the description. But for today, I want to go over that live. Hang on, I'm going to get pulled up. And then while I am getting ready for that, I'm going to play a couple of things here, because these are the newest things that I have seen that are, you know, share worthy and brief enough to be able to share them real quick. So this is on AF Pennington. I am going to put the link. Hold on, I'm going to grab the link for it. Just some of my stuff that I saved for later to watch. This is a link to this one. It's 2 minutes, so I'm going to play it. This person cleaned up and enhanced the audio of Sebastian talking, and I think it's important. We were talking about this in my first live for my second channel, where somebody was like, is there any audio of him talking? And at that point, this all came out right after that. So I'm going to go ahead and play this so we can all hear his voice. Moment.
To celebrate with us today, we're going to have a lot of gifts. All right, it looks like red team, unfortunately, that one was a miss. But blue team, that one was a hit. That means red team love this next one.
I know, it's okay.
This is our double
Hey,
chip.
stop.
Wherever the double chip lands, it'll give you 20. So it's points.
Okay, who's
Also,
that's
for that
you?
one spot that has 2 chips stacked on top of each other, if you want to take that top one, you can tuck it in front of the bottom one to level the playing field there.
No. Never.
Yes.
Hey, you have to get the 200 again.
No, she doesn't. She can get whatever.
All right, red team, that double chip.
That gives them 400.
What?
Bring it back to start.
I'm taking a video of
Say, boys, thank you for
Sebastian.
coming out to celebrate with us today. We're gonna have a lot of.
Just to be clear again, this is AF Pennington Presents True Crime. Okay, so be sure to go over there and sub up and hit the like button. Okay.
Get set. Drop those chips. Thank you very much. All right, it looks like red team, unfortunately, that one was a miss. But blue team, that one was a hit. That means red team. We're gonna love this next one.
I know, it's okay.
This is our double
Hey,
chip.
stop.
Wherever the double chip lands, it'll give you 20. So it's points.
Okay, who's
Also,
that's
for that
you?
one spot that has 2 chips stacked on top of each other, if you want to take that top one, you can tuck it in front of the bottom one to level the playing field there.
No. Never.
Yes.
Hey, you have to get the 200 again.
No, she doesn't.
Okay. Everybody heard his voice, right? Poor kid. Man, oh man. Okay, the next one. Hold on. It's not letting me pause. There we go. It went to my next one. Here we go. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to show is by Evil Exists. And this is 1:47 seconds. Please come over to this channel as well. I'm going to put this in chat. No, you can hear him. You can hear him. I wish that I could isolate just his voice in that. It was like everybody else was talking and then you had the woman's voice, you know, the game. It's kind of hard to tell. I may go back to that and just go back to where he's talking. Or maybe I'll edit it and just clip out just his voice in that. because all the other people talking, it's hard to tell. I had to watch it like 5 times to figure out where it was that Sebastian was talking, but he was talking in it. So this is, I'm just going to play this. I think it's interesting. Please come over, sub up and like.
Sebastian Rogers is still missing, and I believe law enforcement will provide an update on the case shortly. Sebastian's mom and stepdad, Katie and Chris Proudfoot, definitely have some questionable behavior and lots of inconsistencies that have been pointed out. I think we all know at this point that Sebastian was hit more than once with a belt. His stuff was also thrown in the trash if his room wasn't cleaned according to their standards. Let's not forget how they gave away his snake because he wasn't caring for it properly.
Okay, so I watched this several times. I went back. There are receipts for what he's saying. So I have no problem playing this. This is, as well, their opinion on the matter. But they're right. Chris himself admitted these things. It's awful. So sorry, Sebastian.
The new owner of the snake spoke out saying that the Proudfoots never called once on Sebastian's behalf to visit or even for pictures of his snake. Just makes me so sad. Why the inconsistencies if they are telling the truth? If you are following this case from the beginning, you would know that Sebastian was going to stay permanently with his father, Seth Rogers, in the summer. Why is a question. From the day I heard that, I wanted to know why. What changed that he had to all of a sudden move to stay with Seth? He always lived with his mother. Well, we now know why. According to Seth, Chris spoke to him and said that they were having marital issues. His marriage to Katie was on the rocks, and he no longer wanted to deal with the issues that came along with Sebastian, as well as his ex-wife and mother of Faith, his biological daughter. So, in essence, it seems that Katie was willing to give biological daughter. So,
I wanted to pause on this photo for a minute because it's a really good, clear photo of him. I'm going to remove my thing for just a minute because it's kind of in the way. Just so you can see him. What a beautiful boy. So sad. I wouldn't say that he was even, he's even real. I don't want to say was. I don't think he's even small for his age either. Just about right for 15. I've heard people say that he was, little. I don't think so. He's about right. Let me go ahead and play this more.
Faith, his biological daughter. So, in essence, it seems that Katie was willing to give up Sebastian to his father to save her marriage with Chris. I believe that Katie is Chris Proudfoot's fifth wife. His ex-wife spoke out recently, and I will definitely get into what she had to say about him. It's not good. Some major red flags yet again. The reason for Sebastian going to stay with his father really makes me question everything. Could they not wait for another month or so for him to leave? Were they fighting and arguing about him? Did some argument get out of hand in the house? This opens a whole new aspect of the case in my opinion.
All right. So about that, I think, and I'm just speaking on my own kind of opinion here, I suspect that the cases are kind of related. There's the case of Chris seeking custody of his daughter and a Faith, and then Sebastian going missing. They might be related. I don't know. Like this person said, why? Why couldn't they just wait? What happened? What actually happened? What really, really happened there? What do you guys think of that? I do not. I have been looking everywhere. Welcome, Lana. How are you doing today? I have been looking everywhere for pictures of him without his glasses. If you have any photos of him without glasses, would you send them to me in email? It's just CrimeSleuthin@yahoo.com. My kids would clean their room. Well, what I would do with mine, I wouldn't actually throw them away. If I found stuff all over the house, first I'd put it in a laundry basket. I had one big laundry basket that was like at the beginning of the hallway, and my kids are grown, but and then I have I have mine are 32, 28, 25. Yeah, 25. I have to do the math. They're getting so old, which means I'm getting old. And then I have a 12-year-old here. So what I've always done, she's really good. She puts most of her stuff up. But when I had 3 at home, I would toss their stuff in a laundry basket, in the living room by the hallway. And I'd tell them, hey, grab your stuff, put your stuff up. And if they didn't do it, within a day or two, then I'd give them another chance. Hey, you guys better get your stuff up. I got to clean out that laundry basket. Then if they didn't, then whatever was still left in the laundry basket, that got put in a trash bag and set out in the garage. If they didn't miss those items after a while, then the whole bag got put in a tub. And then we'd come around every, spring or summer, I'd have a couple of garage sales, all that stuff that they didn't care enough about to keep track of. I'd start pulling that stuff out, getting ready for, I have to clean my house. I can't stand clutter. So at least twice a year, I'll have a big garage sale and get rid of everything that we're not using, and that includes all the crap that they never claimed. So yeah, I don't believe in having to earn them back. Just, put it up. But they'd have to go to the garage and get the stuff themselves and go put it up if they wanted their stuff back. I wouldn't do it for them. And they got pretty good. But then they'd have that last chance, at yard sale time to go through. Oh my God, I forgot about that, and they could have it back, but they better go put it up. Let's see here. And close that one. All right. So there's just so much weird stuff going on with Chris, Faith, and the Nina thing. Man, I mean, for me, this is about Sebastian. It's not even about Nina, Chris's ex. I believe her myself. I believe her. And I support her telling her story. And I think that she gives us great insight into who Chris really is. Is it related directly? We don't know. But it's definitely, it's suspicious, right? It's so sad. Let me pull this up now. So let's talk about this live that happened. Just a second. Remove that for just a minute while I get this pulled up over here full size. Someone posted on here yesterday without his glasses. I'm going to have to do a new search. So I guess somebody found one. I 100% believe her as well. You have a missing poster without his glasses. Would you mind emailing that to me? Would you please? I'm going to open my email real quick in another tab and I'll check it to see if maybe you can email that to me. That would be wonderful. I would love to put that on my channel. I'll put it on the community posts and stuff. Do you have a channel, J&J? I don't mind if people drop channels in chat either. You can't put the links. I almost said Yahoo. YouTube won't let you put links, but you can put channel names in the chat anytime. I don't care. So we're going to go over this. This was a really, really good Q&A with lots of things that he showed. So let's watch this and we'll talk about it.
Following along in cases where you can get this signal. Also, we're streaming live on Facebook at News Channel 5 if you want to go on there. In fact, I'm going to be following along in case some of you want to ask questions or post about what we're discussing.
Oh, I do want to say the audio is off. It's like out of sync a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about it. I could fix it if I screen recorded this and then put it in my editor, isolated the audio and moved the audio over, you know, like a millimeter to sync it up. I could do that. Oh, here's my email. Hi, Kelly. How are you? I could do that, but it's fine. I think we'll be okay with the audio off a little bit. So just keep that in mind. It is off just a little bit, but it didn't really bother me with watching it. Kind of does because I'm a little OCD, but I think it'll be okay.
This morning, and that is to give you an update on two high-profile cases we've been following for a while, and think there will be more developments in both cases this week. And what I'm referring to first is Riley Strain, the 22-year-old from Missouri. We know his body was recovered more than a week ago.
Now, again, he goes over the Riley Strain case first, and I think that's really great. Again, that case, I don't think it's solved, in my opinion, based on all of this. There's supposed to be another update put out on that case this week. So I'm watching for that.
Funeral for him was back in Missouri this past Friday, and just a very sad and tragic case. You'll recall he did disappear from downtown after being thrown out of a bar. He was here with his fraternity brothers, vanished, and it was about a week later that he was found in the Cumberland River. I'm going to talk a little bit about what.
Oh, wow, Kelly. Wow. Has there been an update? Has that person been found? Kelly said, soaking wet and cold, been out searching for a missing 92-year-old in my area. That's terrible. Can you put that person's, are you allowed to put that person's information in chat? I can Google it and put up their photo if you want to. Thank you for going out there and helping. That's what we need. Oh, thank you. You just sent me two photos. Let me go look. Yep, it went to spam. Okay, hold on. Not spam. I don't know why Yahoo put so much of my emails in spam. Oh, wow. Okay, saving that one. Thank you so much. Let me pull these photos up. I'm going to show these. So Lana just sent me these photos. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Great photo. Wow. You're Your person has not been found. Oh. Okay, that's okay. Dang, that's a good photo. And then there was also this that you made from it. What I might do is do a little editing on the missing poster. Champions, right? No, CPA. Something. I can't read it. OPA or CPA? OP. I can't read it. Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate it. I'm going to put that on the community section, okay? That got me at wondering something. Give me just a moment. Let's take a look at... Look, I was looking at his ears in that photo that you sent. His ears look different. I noticed detail like that. Do you see what I mean? Am I imagining that? You sent me an email. Let me go look. Betcha it's going to be in spam, whatever you sent. Nothing's come in yet. I'll check again in just a moment. That's the one I have, so I won't send it to you. Okay, thank you, JJ. How his mom could say he looked dumb in photos is infuriating. Oh my God. Yeah, I heard that. This looks different. I mean, are we sure that this is him? Are we sure? Are the photos circulating of him now younger? Is this what he looks like now? But the ears are completely different. That's what's got me confused, because it's not the same ear in my... Is it? That's just... Let me pull up the other photo that I have of him. Hold on. I'm going to redo this. That one... I'm just really confused by that now because the ears... I saw that right away. Let me grab this other photo of him. And then pull up this one on top. And we'll take a look. Oh, come on. There we go. Just, I don't know. It's posted as him, but I'll just have to go back and look and see where I got it. Theirs do look different. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any contact with him. I wouldn't have any way of asking him, but I do know a couple people that have talked to him. So I will forward this and see. I mean, I know my looks changed a lot year to year, you know. We change a lot, especially when they're younger. But I'm going to do something here. Let's do this one like this. I'm just going to zoom in really good here. I mean, if you look at the ears, I don't know. It doesn't even look like, does that even look like the same nose? Don't think it's a deep fake. Wow. Yeah, I know the background. That's what's weird too. Like, what is going on here? I don't know. What is that? The eye shape matches pretty well. I just don't know about the nose. Kinda. I'm just looking at that ear over there. I don't know about you guys, but my ears have never changed. And the mouth, let's look. Do you guys think that's the same? Just looking at the main features alone, what do you think? I don't know. Yeah, the angle is just a little bit off. I could put this over in Canva and literally overlay it with transparency and stuff and see if it lines up. But I don't know. The nose, our nose does not get smaller. Our nose actually, for some strange reason, gets a little bigger as we grow. But then some people, my son, he's gonna hate me for saying this. One of my youngest son, he was born with like gigantic ears, right? His ears looked so big for his face. And he was probably somewhere around teen years before he like grew into his ears. It was so cute. I mean, it very well could be him. I just don't know. That's why yeah, I mean, I agree. Why would someone post it saying it's him if it's not? It's just this, we need to find out where this came from. I don't know, it's just a little bit weird. But yeah, I mean, it could totally be him. But if this is him now, why would they be using these photos for his missing posters and stuff, right? Because if we look at the missing poster, this is what they've got put out there for him. That and that don't look alike. I mean, granted, he's smiling. Yeah, maybe the other person that was gonna, let me go check my email real quick and see if anything's come through. Kelly, I still didn't get anything from you. That's just like, this is what should be, if this is what he looks like currently, this is what they should have out there. That's all I'm saying. Because this boy looks older than this boy, right? Yeah, it does totally look like him. It does look a heck of a lot like him, just older. So you would want the most recent photos out there for missing posters and stuff. Just sent you a link. Okay, hold on. If this is him, then my only point is, yeah, nothing's coming through. Let me just go to my live and get that link. For some reason, we can't click links in StreamYard. So let me just come into the live and I'll click the link. Links in StreamYard. Oh, okay. This is on the missing person. Okay. So we're gonna take a break from this for just a moment, you guys. I want to share this. Kelly has been out looking for this person. Let me go back to StreamYard here. Okay. William Weber has still not been located. This is in the city of East Moline. What state is that, hon? Oh, Illinois. William Webster has still not been located. Our investigation division is actively working on this missing person case as a top priority. Do they call it silver alert where you are? Here they call it silver alert. 92-year-old white male, 5'11", 140 pounds, gray hair, blue eyes. Wow, this is all describing my dad. Possibly wearing a black Iowa Hockey's jacket, blue t-shirt, sweatpants, and slippers. He was last seen in the area of 4500 block of 7th Street in East Moline, Illinois on March 29th. He may be driving a silver Chevrolet Malibu with Illinois veteran Purple Heart plate license number 2610PR. William has a medical condition that places him in danger. Please keep an eye out. Any person with information regarding the whereabouts of William Weber should contact the East Moline Police Department 309-797-0401. If there's any other photo. Here we go. So this is his car. This is one photo, not a very clear one. But here's a new, oh my God, you guys. Yeah, I got it. Oh, Kelly. Hang on. This is it, isn't it, Kelly? This is the link you sent. Look at him. This was my dad just died last year, and he was all decorated up like this too. The gray hair and blue eyes as well. My daddy died at 82, though. This generation, we owe everything to, honestly. Oh, man. I know his family must be going through hell. Wow. God, I hope he is found safe. Looks so much like my dad. Man, oh man. That's the most recent comments. That sucks. Still not located. Yes, please, God, return this gentleman to his family. May he be safe and found. Protect him from any harm. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. I just want to cry. Nothing else about this. That's just awful. That picture is just... Why is it doing that? Okay. Our weather has really been playing with our Wi-Fi. I think I need to go reset the modems. Oh, look, the National Center for Missing and Endangered said, we added this photo to our shared post. We are praying that Mr. Weber is located soon. Hold on, let me do this. I got to remove this for just a minute because it pulls up my computer contents. And yep, it would have showed my driver's license. I had to take a photo of my driver's license or something last night, and I knew that was in my downloads. So it's not that difficult to dox yourself on YouTube. Okay, shit. Bear with me just a moment. I'm trying to add the photo. I'm sharing the post. Huh. Okay, so I was going to share the post, and up here, can't type today. So I was going to add that photo as an attachment, and it won't let me do it. So just a second. And then, hold up. Let me add the photo to the post. Alrighty. I know I'm bouncing around here. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't mean to post it there. Gosh. Not my place to do that. My goodness. Here. All right, I'm going to come back to that and finish that up. Scared to death I'm going to dox myself because I've got my driver's license right there on my downloads. I need to move it. Okay. So my point is on this photo, if this is the most recent photo, then this is the one that needs to be out there more, right? So I'm going to pass it around to people who have contact with the family and ask if they can check on it, okay? Because this, I mean, if you're looking for this and you see this, you're not going to connect them. You're just not. Whether this person has glasses on or not. I wouldn't see this person even in glasses and think that it's him. I'm just saying. So let's do some checking on that. And so I'm going to hit play on this, and I'm going to send out this email on my side while I'm playing. So I'm going to just play this, and I'll be back. And I'll be back in just a few minutes.
examiner and how his body was found and what we're hearing from his family. And all we know with regard to the family is we kind of cover the bases this morning, is that they said there may be a big announcement coming this week, the family looking into what happened to Riley. The other story we're going to talk about is the continuing search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who as of today has been missing for more than 5 weeks. And that just remains a mystery, just a complete and total mystery what's happened to him. Not a trace of him. The search continues. Law enforcement tracking down leads, also looking from an investigative side of it, trying to look and see, could there be foul play? As far as I know, there's no clear evidence of foul play with regard to Sebastian. But again, so many people out there wondering, all right, how does, a 15-year-old who happens to be autistic wander out of a home at night, barefoot, with a flashlight? He disappeared from his home in Hendersonville. And then his mother discovers him missing the next morning when she goes to wake him up for school. Dogs, quick response. Law enforcement did a terrific job responding to the call when it came from the mother and getting out there quickly and looking. And nothing, not a trace whatsoever. So we'll talk about that. I'll be curious to see what some of you think. If you have questions or comments, I'll be following along here and we'll try to answer those for you if you want to comment on Facebook. Also, if you want to call in and join in the conversation, invite you to do that. First, what I'm going to look at now is just the latest of what we know about Riley Strain. Now, the medical examiner completed the autopsy, though they're still waiting for toxicology results to come back. What do we know about the autopsy? We know that they say there's no obvious sign, according to the MEs here in Metro's autopsy, of trauma, as though, was there some, stab wound, or was he shot? No. Did it appear as though someone maybe hit him in the back of the head and then shoved him into the water, something like that? As far as we know, none of that. What we don't know, and was not publicly released, at least by the medical examiner to my knowledge, is whether or not any water was found in Riley Strain's lungs. The argument can be if an individual is pulled from the water and they do the autopsy and there's no water in the lungs, it means he or she was unconscious or dead before he went into the water.
Okay, so I would like to comment on this. Do you guys agree that it's really weird that there was no water in Riley's lungs? If you remember, Kylie Rodney also did not have water in her lungs, and it caused a lot of people to, assume foul play. I don't know what to think about that. Hello, good afternoon, Aries Puark. How are you doing? Hope you all had a great Easter. I hope Sebastian is found and is reunited with his family safe and sound. Amen. Absolutely. Oh, you're talking about, DuckDuckGo, the search? I'm going to have to look for that. Hey, Chloe. How are you doing? It's like a Google free browser, So the weird part about this is I have a sister who drowned, and I saw her autopsy. There was not just water in her lungs and stomach, but she had evidence of physiological changes related to drowning that always occur. There's literally metabolic changes, whether it's just so weird. But law enforcement, there's supposed to be a statement coming out this week, you guys. He's going to talk about that. But if you see the autopsy of somebody who drowned, there's many indications. My sister had all kinds of enzyme and metabolic changes that prove drowning. I don't know enough about dry drowning. I just don't. I know that it happens. I don't know. All right, I'm going to hit play.
Okay, because didn't breathe in the water. I can tell you the medical examiner has said that That can be true in some cases, but not all the cases. There's something called dry drowning where you fall into the water, and when that happens, there's a reflex action in your throat that instantly closes off. Okay, to keep water from going in. It also keeps oxygen from going in, so it means you can drown without actually having any water into your lungs. Now, what kind of results did we get from the medical examiner? Here's one thing. We also understand that Riley Strain's family asked for and did receive a separate autopsy by an independent group. It's already been done because he was laid to rest on Friday. Don't know the details of what they discovered, other than I've heard a comment from one family friend that in general, they came up with the same results that the medical examiner did here, but they also did additional testing. So not sure what else they may have found in their own autopsy. The other part of this is we're waiting right now to see what toxicology comes back. All that video we saw of Riley Strain, security video after he disappeared walking and kind of staggering, pretty clear he was under the influence of something. And you're wondering, will toxicology come back with his blood alcohol level? What's in there? Is it possible any other substance will be found in his system? Could he have been drugged? Some people wonder that. You know, all of that will be answered. Toxicology usually takes several weeks to get those results back, but that could provide some answers as well. Couple other things about how the body was found, and that's where I turned a story on Thursday, kind of looking at some of the latest that we want to play for you again here now about how he was found and what he was wearing and the significance of that one way or the other. So
this part definitely has me going, what? When he goes into what Riley was found in. The whole thing with the throat closing up, so you're not sucking water into your lungs and stomach, but you're still drowning. I don't understand. I just don't know enough to understand that. I don't understand it. If you like, you can't hold your breath and die, right? You would just pass out and then start breathing again. Everybody that's ever had a toddler knows that. So, if your throat closes up, but you're underwater, would you pass out under the water? I don't know enough to answer that. I really don't. It's curious, but what he talks about here about Riley's clothes has a lot of people wondering, what? I don't know about you, but I can't even put on my jeans right after a shower. If I'm going to be wearing skinny jeans, I have to wait a while for my skin to really be dry to put on pants, much less take them off. And he was not wearing baggy jeans. He was wearing skinny jeans. So this part had me wondering, as he did. One moment.
To give you a little more background before we look at some of the questions and comments that you have on Facebook, or if you'd like to join in the conversation, if you have a thought, 737-7587. Let's go ahead and take a look at that story that I filed, kind of looking at more details about how Riley Strain's body was found. A friend of Riley Strain's family says that they ordered a second autopsy, which reached the same basic conclusions as Metro's. But he says the Strain family also has questions about the condition of Riley's body when it was pulled from the river. A dock worker spotted the body downriver from downtown Nashville, where Riley was last seen. Police Chief John Drake confirmed the identity.
Mr. Strain still had the shirt on that he was wearing, still had the watch.
But News Channel 5 has learned Riley's body was found without his jeans or cowboy boots. Riley certainly was fully clothed in the security video the night he disappeared. But when he was pulled from the river 2 weeks later,
Hello, Cousin Trixie. How are you doing today? As you guys see, he was wearing skinny jeans. Okay, gotcha, Kelly. So this is just, okay.
From the waist down, only his boxer shorts and socks remained.
It is unusual. Normally, if you fall in the river, it's very difficult to get your pants off.
Dr. Bill Bass, now retired, is the founder of the University of Tennessee's famed Body Farm and one of the foremost experts on body decomposition in the world. We asked him about the missing pants and boots. Dr. Bass says it's possible, but unlikely they just came off in the river current.
No, they would not come off by themselves.
Dr. Bass says debris could have snagged the clothing or...
Oh, I would say that somebody took them off. If you do research on this, which is very difficult because you got to kill a person to do it, but it's difficult to get your pants off. It's difficult when you're alive to get your pants off.
We did speak with Riley's stepdad, Chris, who says he does not right now want to comment on the Friends interview because the family is preparing for Riley's funeral on Friday. But he did say that they will have, quote, big things to share, unquote, next week. Nick Barris, News.
Exactly. That's probably, Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is often the one that's true. So the only other possibility would be, well, there's two, in my opinion, and he brings this up next. He could have gotten himself stuck in the mud, which, explains what's happened with the boots, and he's trying to get out of there. And in his inebriated state, he's thinking, I got to take my pants off too because they're stuck down in his boots, right? So, yes, that right there is exactly what happens to me if I'm drinking. My temp goes up. I don't need a coat. I lived in Alaska for a while, and if we were, having a few drinks, I could go outside -10 and I was fine. We don't know. But I tend to think the simplest explanation is probably the easiest. This one is a common theory as well. And it's possible, but I don't know about the homeless people around there. If there would be, one that would do that. I don't think there's any evidence of that. I just think it's a theory. But if somebody were to, rob him for his clothing and his wallet, because they did not find his wallet, it's remotely possible. We just don't know. Yes, thank you. Everybody hit the like button for me. I appreciate it.
Channel 5. Okay, to give you context, again, that story aired last Thursday. So here we are in next week, and we're going to be waiting to see whether or not Riley Strain's family does have a big announcement and the nature of what that may be at this point. We should say, to our knowledge, Riley Strain's boots and jeans have not been recovered. They have not been recovered, okay? And that's Dr. Bill Bass. I was thinking when this story broke that he didn't have his pants on and his boots were missing, but he did have his boxer shorts and socks. I mean, who do you go to find out what typically happens to a drowning victim that's been in the water for a week? I happen to know Bill Bass personally. He's retired now. But
personally, I'm going to skip this part because I just don't like it. Let me see where we are here.
Shirt. The wallet has not been recovered. The wallet could very well be still in his pants. The wallet could be somewhere else. We do know that his bank card was found alone.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up here. I just didn't like that portion. It was slightly offensive, in my opinion. So I'm just skipping over it. It's something no one will ever 100% know, as there's no footage of how it actually happened. Exactly. It's usually the simplest thing, simplest explanation.
Up there in the grassy shoulder of the river up above where he was last seen. But that's it. No other articles from his wallet were recovered or found. And again, the boots and pants have not. Let's take a few phone calls as well. Let's go to Ann. Ann, good morning. Hi, Ann.
Good morning. With the Riley Strain case, he was extremely tall. I'm extremely short. When I go to sit on a guardrail downtown, I lose my balance, and he would have done the same thing. If he went to sit down on a guardrail, he would have flipped backwards. But the embankment was so overgrown, he would have shown signs of his clothing or his body having abrasions. Do you know if there were any tears to his shirt? Because if he went down that embankment, he would undoubtedly have been hit with rocks, twigs, trees, brush, everything. And when it comes to Sebastian Rogers, I just have one thing to say. I have a 20-year-old grandson who, from the time he could walk, would not get in grass. He would not walk in the sand. To this day, he does not want his feet wet. One trait that has never changed in the 20.
Now, as the mother of one of my children, are ADHD, it's not just an autism trait. It is very much an ADHD trait as well, and also OCD. A lot of people are like that. Even I'm probably OCD or ADHD. I don't know, because I can't wear certain socks. If they have the thing that goes across the toe, the thread or seam or whatever, I can't wear them. But my son, who's ADHD, he couldn't have tags in his clothing. He couldn't have, I guess, the same thing on the toes, any kind of seams and things that would touch him. He couldn't stand that. What do you mean, Chloe? And he's very full on ADHD. And I don't know if it falls under OCD or ADHD. I'm not really sure. I don't know enough. But, I just accommodated him, to make him comfortable. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember Geranimals back in the day? He wore a lot of Geranimals when he was little because there were no tags. They were nice and soft. There weren't any seams on the inside that were going to touch him and bother him. He didn't even like to wear jeans. Sweatpants and shorts and, comfortable, loose clothing is what he liked. So, okay. I gotcha. All right. So, I wish this had a preview because he took some questions there. Okay. I think he gets into Sebastian a little more at this point.
I have walked outside barefoot.
Okay.
And that's where I'll leave it at.
Thank you. Unless it was something quick. I talked to Sebastian's biological father who said that there was an incident he had as a young child. And I think you're absolutely right about some of these kids that are autistic. But as a young child, he walked into a fire ant hill barefoot. And boy, they lit him up. And Sebastian never forgot that. And ever since then, was very, very diligent about only going outside with his shoes and socks on. It just stuck with him. You get bit by fire ants in that situation, and that's something you remember. Now, his father did say on occasion his son might walk out of the house, down the driveway barefoot to get the mail or something out of the driveway real quick and then come back in. It's possible in this instance. I agree with Ann that see, my thinking is that somehow, some way, Sebastian, if he left the home on his own, grabbed a flashlight, went outside briefly, maybe like, for instance, to look for maybe he heard something outside his bedroom window. He thought he would just go out quickly, look, and then come back in. That's how I think he might have gone out barefoot. Do I think Sebastian on his own decided, I want to head out and just take off and disappear on my own and leave this house for whatever reason? Do I think he's going to do that, getting up, wearing his jammies and going barefoot? Not a chance. If he had planned that, okay, and thought, I want to do this, he's going to put.
Hello, Eva Alaska. How are you doing today? They asked, has Ellie said anything about the guys on scooters who drove past right after Riley rocked by? I have not heard anything about that at all, so I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cousin Trixie. It was cold. Definitely a head scratcher, huh?
Put on his socks and shoes, and then he'll take off. He's not going to go barefoot thinking he's going to go a long distance. I think if he went outside, he went out, and I don't know why, but maybe he heard something, curious, wanted to see, walked outside, and what happened after he came outside, that's open to conjecture. But I've said all along, I don't believe he disappeared on his own. A child doesn't vanish without a trace on their own. It just doesn't happen. They can vanish, but you're going to find some evidence of them. They're going to leave signs on their own and vanish completely. That happens if someone else is involved. That is my belief. Now, who this is, it's not fair to blame the parents. It's not fair, but we don't know. The parents have cooperated. There's no evidence that they're involved. Okay. Could that change if new evidence surfaces? Sure. But right now, no. And police have said as much. It's not fair to call the parents out at this.
Well, sir, I don't call out parents. I just don't. But we have a right to ask questions, Hi, Positive Vibes. How are you doing? So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't point a finger and say they did it. And, I mean, Cousin Trixie says, I in my heart feel that Chris and Katie are responsible and Chris's family is helping cover it up. With what we've learned from Nina and the custody situation with her and her child, it doesn't make sense. Why fight for one child, right? Why file for custody for one child and get rid of one? Like, make them vanish. Either way, that's going to hurt your custody case. He got a snowball's chance in hell of getting Faith now. That's never going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, we're definitely all side-eyeing them. Side-eyeing is completely different than, just pointing things out. Oh, Chris didn't want Sebastian around Faith. That's interesting. I felt some coldness for sure, and that's always going to raise alarm bells, You have a snowstorm there, Heidi? Hey, girl, how are you? Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Snowstorm? That sucks. Wow. He didn't want her. Wow. Do you happen to know what channel put that out there so I can go look? I have just binge watched over Easter weekend everything that I could find on the case. And wow, 6 to 14 inches. Dang. It's only about 50 here today. And that's really cold compared to what it has been. Oh, it's 47 here now. That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to go back to this
Stage of the game, but my belief is somehow something lured him outside that window that night. What? I don't know. Let's go next to James. James, good morning. Hi, James.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good. What's on your mind?
That Riley Strange, they found his bank card on the river.
That's right.
Now, I just it don't add up. None of it. And you ever try to take your pants off when they were wet?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. If you're trying to swim, you can't at all.
That's right.
I said something's wrong with this picture.
I gotcha. And you know that I'm really glad you said that. I mean, Dr. Bass made the point, and again, he may be the foremost expert in the entire planet on decomposition of bodies.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is officially We Hate Florida Day. Right, Kelly? Yeah, can we come to your house? I'll take 87 and humid over 47 and drizzly any day. Goodness. Yeah, I'm going to pick up Kelly and we're going to head to your house.
And, you know, whether or not what happens to the clothing and like. And he said, look, I don't know about you, but it's sometimes hard to get out of your pants when they're dry and you're just taking them off at home before you go to bed. You know, pulling off your pants. And you saw the picture of Riley Strain walking, you know, that security video. I mean, he wasn't wearing big, long, flowing, baggy pants or something like that. It looked like, you know, pretty nice, tight, straight leg jeans. Okay. And I don't know if he was wearing a belt or not, but once something like that gets wet, I don't think it's that easy for a pair of tight jeans just to slide off you. Could it happen? Absolutely. The boots, maybe, you know, if you go down deep enough, you come back up, the boots, there could be a suction in the water, maybe pull them off, but the socks remained.
Yeah, I like that he's thinking logically here. I don't think it was probably the water. He may have gotten his feet stuck in mud. I don't know about y'all, but I have lots of experience of losing shoes and boots in mud. I'm in Oklahoma. They'll come right off your feet. And underneath flowing water, there's going to be a lot of mud. So maybe he was hot because of being inebriated and he thought he was going to jump in the water. Made perfect sense to him, you know. His feet were in the mud, pulled him under maybe. And he's taken off everything he can to get out. I don't know. Yes, boxer short, shirt, and watch. His jeans with his wallet has not been found, but they found his debit card on the bank. So somehow his wallet got out of his pocket at some point. I know he wasn't probably walking around waving his debit card. That doesn't make any sense. So where's his wallet? 30 miles down the river? I don't know. But the jeans thing really bothers me because, you know, I can't put on my jeans if I'm wet, much less take them off. Yeah. Strange's boxers stayed on for sure.
It's just curious. It's just curious. I've got more questions that I think are coming across here. What I'd like to do real quickly with regard, since we just followed up on a question about Sebastian Rogers, a lot of people frustrated about what law enforcement is or isn't doing at this stage in the investigation for him. And I can tell you unequivocally, they continue to work it. They don't have news conferences every week if they have nothing new to share, and unfortunately they don't. That doesn't mean they're not tracking down every lead they can. It's just not leading them to anything. So what I did last week was I had a chance to go out and meet with the EMA director there in Sumner County. They're in charge of the search. And many people wondering, well, did you do a thorough search? Have you been out there? And I've said from the very beginning, authorities in Sumner County have done a textbook job of looking for this teen, which is why it's so perplexing. As thorough a job as they've done, it's just shocking that no evidence has been found of him. And in the wake of that, volunteers, the father leading teams of volunteers out there searching beyond the radius of the original search, and they haven't found anything. Very, very odd. But I wanted to show you in this story just how much has been done to this point and what else can be done beyond it. Let's have a look. It was 1 month ago that Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home. Now, this is one of the first.
There we go. See, that makes sense. Let me pull up that photo again. See, I wasn't going to say that word because I thought that might come off as offensive. Ah, look here, you guys. Okay. Evil Alaska, thank you. So this is cropped right there. See the glove? There's a red. Okay. Christmas tree. Well, I think he was only wearing one. Well, maybe. We just can't see the point on this side, but I see what you mean. Elf ears for Christmas. Yeah. And right there, he's standing next to Santa Claus. I'll be darned. You can see the Christmas tree and the lights. I didn't even look at the background, you guys. Thank you so much, Evil Alaska. That makes a lot more sense. Yep. Yep, I bet you that is him. And that might be why they didn't use this photo, because of the elf ears, you know? That's crazy. Thank you for pointing that out. Did you just notice that too? Wow.
Times anyone's been inside the Sumner County Emergency Operations Center with a chance to take a look at all that's been done on this map to help find the teen.
This is the system that we use to track all of our searchers.
Ken Widener is director of Sumner County EMA, and from the beginning, he has spearheaded the official search.
So right there, you can see all the different search areas that are mapped out where they've been doing all of the grid searches. I've seen these printed up when I have been in a few searches. They'll bring these, it's like a giant, 4 times the size of a poster, big sheet of paper that they print out with this giant map on it and all the markings. And then you get assigned an area with your group. So I was describing on my last live about how we were assigned an area. So we would get this big map and our area was marked off on it. So our group of 12 would get, an area. We would go and search every inch of that area all together. And then if we didn't find anything, we would come back and report what we did or didn't find. And then we would get assigned another area if we had time. So that's how they do the grid searches. They literally map them out just like this. And they bring these out there to the search area in person and hand them out to everybody. And you just search your assigned area. It's pretty detailed how they do it. I'm going to go back just a little bit here. I went back too far. You can see how they're all marked off. So I'm going to play this again.
Found anything. Very, very odd. But I wanted to show you in this story just how much has been done to this point and what else can be done beyond it. Let's have a look. It was 1 month ago that Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home. Now, this is one of the first times anyone's been inside the Sumner County Emergency Operations Center with a chance to take a look at all that's been done on.
Hang on, it's not letting me put it full size again. What is going on here? I can't click on anything now. Why is it not letting me go full size now or close it? There we go. Okay. Good grief. That was weird. It wasn't even letting me click on anything at all. So I'm going to go back and start that over. I apologize, you guys.
It was 1 month ago that Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home. Now, this is one of the first times anyone's been inside the Sumner County Emergency Operations.
Really? Some people are just dense. Literally dense. Let's take a pause. What I don't understand haters at all. I just don't. Like, seriously, have you never ever heard? Did you not look at the video? Are you that dense, really? Here we go, hon. I'll help you out. Let's watch it. All right, so Mr. and Miss Troll, you couldn't bother to watch a 1-minute video? You had to come in with some Charlie hate? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Give me 1 second. My little girl just watching the door from school. Okay. Family comes first. Yeah, they didn't watch the video, Kelly. Oh my goodness. It's called April Fools. Wake up. It even says it in the title and the description. Hashtag April Fools. So go on about your day, honey. Try to get a sense of humor. It's okay. I'll forgive you. Have a good day.
Center with a chance to take a look at all that's been done on this map to help find the teen.
This is the system that we use to track all of our searchers.
Ken Widener is director of Sumner County EMA, and from the beginning, he has spearheaded the official search for Sebastian.
The investigation is still active.
It was nonstop during the first 8 days after the teen disappeared. No trace of him. The professional search effort has since been scaled back, though Widener appreciates volunteers who continue to look following their own leads.
I'm not going to beat up psychics and things, but we've got to vet what we do before we do it.
Widener says they follow up credible leads from law enforcement.
And anytime the sheriff's office indicates or TBI indicates that we've got an area of interest that we need to search, we go. We're ready to go.
And this sophisticated mapping system in the Emergency Ops Center shows they've been busy. There's a report of bones found, and they go.
Fresh bones, We checked that out. It was deer bones.
Divers and spelunkers have been deployed to area ponds and sinkholes.
Now, did you hear that? There was a report of bones, and it was deer bones. And we know who was responsible for spreading the BS that they'd found remains. Stop it. Deer bones. Yeah. You could probably go in any wooded area right now and find bones. They're everywhere. I mean, but they heard that word and they just ran with it. It's just awful.
Dots are caved and they've all been searched.
Also, they've looked in every storm drain within a half-mile of Sebastian's home, and some have wondered about the home itself.
The house was searched at least 10 times.
Dogs?
Dogs, yep.
Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports,
none of them, my understanding, were actually on a trail that was following Sebastian.
So I don't have the post here, but Chris himself commented on Facebook on somebody's post, and I don't remember who put that up yesterday. I think it might have been Justin or Brittany, but somebody put up his post where he said that bloodhounds found Sebastian's scent, and I don't know why he would even say this. Like, why would you point at yourself in any way, shape, or form? That bloodhounds had found his scent at like his work area at the St. Jude's. I was like, dude, why would you even say that? But as you can see, just as of yesterday, no dogs have picked up on any scent anywhere, unfortunately. So that's really weird that Chris would say that.
to date, it's as though the boy simply disappeared. Have you found evidence of Sebastian yourself when you've been out there?
No.
As busy as this map is, I'm told there's still areas to be checked to look for Sebastian Rogers, and no one is giving up. In Sumner County, Nick Barris, News Channel 5. Boy, when you look at just the scope of what they've searched and what they've done there, I mean, talking to Ken there's a frustration. They're used to getting results at this point, especially when you're looking for a child that there is no sign of them. The investigation looks at the possibility of foul play. They haven't found any evidence of that. The pictures are everywhere. The family's involved. A lot of people saying, well, what about lie detector tests for the parents? I mean, I've seen conflicting reports and heard different things from different ones, but I know that the mother, the biological mother, I think has said on some other, interviews that she has taken it and passed. I think the stepfather says if he hasn't taken it, he would take it. He's glad to do it. He told Nancy Grace that. I don't know about the biological father, but here you see some of the independent groups out there searching. What I have seen at times are some of these groups, complaining or saying, oh, what is, law enforcement doing? And they're out. Look, if I'm banking on who's going to solve this case, I think it's wonderful that there's volunteers out there looking and they continue to search. But for anyone to be calling out law enforcement right now in the Sebastian Rogers case saying,
thank you, Lana. I got it. I showed that one. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Which we had the uncropped one as well with Santa in it. I don't see that in here. Did you send that one? I'll have to go check out her channel and see. Okay, just checking the email one more time. All right. Thank you for sending that. Cadaver dogs are useless at the home if they remove Sebastian quickly. If you pass, scent dogs too, unless they took him by car. Even if they did take him by car, a scent hound would only pick him up to the car. They'd have to know where that car went and stopped and then pick up the scent from there, And since this child was regularly in the vehicles, that wouldn't mean anything to find his scent in the car, your fingerprints and DNA are all over your own home,
that they haven't done enough is simply wrong. They're not looking at that story and others. They're on it. They continue to be on it. And they keep saying, too, anyone with tips or new information, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let me see. I'm going to look at a few more questions before we go to our next break. As you heard in the story there, the home has been searched, okay? Not once, but like a dozen times. Dogs have been in there. I don't know if they went in there with luminol. You know, they have found no evidence that anything bad happened to Sebastian in his Hendersonville home. Has the car been searched? Yes. I mean, if they looked at, here's the thing. A lot of people make these suggestions. Well, they thought to search nearby. Look, if you've thought of it, they've thought of it. I've yet to see a comment where someone says, have they done this yet?
Nick is so right here. If we've thought of it, law enforcement has already thought of it. We're just citizens. They're trained in this. They have whole checklists and flow charts to use, If we've thought of it, they already thought of it and they've already checked it. So good point by him here.
And said to myself, whoa, there's something they missed. They've done it. And they've gone back more than once to revisit some of these things. So where is he? We'll talk more about that, take a break, and continue our conversation about Riley Strain as well right after this.
All right. So hang on, let me skip forward a little bit here. So they took a whole 5-minute break at this point. Came back. Trying to see if they showed any other footage at this point, or if the rest of it was Q&A. Yeah, I think the rest of it was just Q&A and theories. You know what I mean? So I think I shared this link earlier in the live, but I'm going to share it again so that if anybody else would like to go and watch the rest of it. Hi, Keiki. How are you? Yes. Absolutely. Sure thing. Yep. There's my email. Thank you, Kelly. So yeah, if you want to go watch the rest of that, there's several here. I'm also going to put the link to our private Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, please join. I have some new things I'm going to be sharing there shortly. So let's see. I will say I'm a little concerned about Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI. They haven't found Summer Wells. And now look, I know they're doing a lot, but all we can do is pray that they're doing their very, very best over and over. Pray that they do find Sebastian. We don't want this case to turn into another Summer Wells, That's another reason why I'm not going to further entertain this United Cajun Navy bullshit. The search appears to have fallen off the tracks at this point. I don't know what to think about it. So I would like at this point to pull up the press conference that happened not too long ago and go over that with you guys. Let me see how long it was. Okay, it's not very long, so I'm going to pull that up. And I know everybody was hoping, for more answers. There's just not enough answers at this point. So sad. Just a moment. Barking puppies, one moment. I'll put this link in chat in just a moment as well.
All right, I am Eric Craddock, ERIC-CRADDOCK, and I'm the Chief Deputy at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. I'll be joined today by Susan Nyland, SUSAN-NILAND, of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. She's the PIO. I also have with me Sumner County Emergency Management Director Ken Widener, KENWEIDNER. You guys ready? All right. Morning. I'm Eric Craddock with Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we're going to come to you today with an update on the Sebastian Rogers case. Sebastian has been missing since late February. The investigation remains ongoing with steadfast support from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, and many other local and federal resources. We are exploring every lead that comes in and every tip that comes in. As I said before, the investigation remains ongoing. The entire community is deeply saddened by what has occurred. We're all extremely concerned for Sebastian's welfare. I want to encourage the community to stay vigilant, to report anything that they think may be of some significance to the investigation, no matter how minute it may appear to be to you. Please call 1-800-TBI-FIND with any tips, or the Sumner County Emergency Communications Center at 615-451-3838. We understand the anxiety and the concern that this case has caused in the community. We too share the anxiety and concern for Sebastian. I want to reiterate that we are doing everything we can to find Sebastian and bring him home. Despite the passage of time, the commitment to finding Sebastian remains unwavering. I said this when we scaled the search back. Our commitment to finding Sebastian remains. We will continue to investigate every possible lead that comes in. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office wants to express our gratitude to the community and the many individuals who have helped in the search, the many individuals who have called in tips, the many individuals who have printed flyers and kept Sebastian's face in the news. Nothing would make me happier than to wake up tomorrow morning with a tip that cracks this case wide open and we find Sebastian and bring him home. At this time, I'll turn it over to Susan Nyland from the TBI.
Thank you, WG. Hi, good morning. Thanks for being here. We know how invested everybody is in the search for Sebastian, in finding out what happened to him and bringing him home. And we want to let everybody know he has not been forgotten. Nobody's forgotten about him. Nobody has given up looking for him. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day. That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case, that we are not done. It's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work. Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they have worked on to get tips from them. We have had, this day of technology with everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras. That, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important so we know what's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can to advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout. At the beginning of the investigation, they have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them. At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know.
They don't know nothing, do they? My goodness. Well, nothing they can tell us anyway. So I just saw this and I want to bring this over. Give me just a moment here. Just got this notification and I was like, wait, what? I'm going to put this link in chat. I don't know what kind of presser they're talking about, but I'm going to be watching. And I recommend that you guys do too as well. It's a good channel, Mind of Monsters. So check it out. Make sure you sub up as well. And yeah, exactly. They could mean kidnapping. Yeah. So I'm not going to play the rest of the press conference at this time because it's 13 minutes long. And like everybody said, I've seen it and there's really nothing new, unfortunately. So frustrating. But so we will, hopefully I will see you guys over here for this. And I think that's about it for now. Hopefully there's something coming out on this case shortly, but it looks like there's going to be a presser. So, or no, actually are they going to be playing the Sebastian Rogers presser? But it says there's an update on Riley Strain. So don't know. What's up, Keiki? What's up? Keiki said wait, so I'm waiting. I'm not the type to restream other people's streams. So that's why I just put the link in chat so you can just go watch it directly. I'm sending an email a little bit, just FYI. It's okay if you're not interested, but just let me know after you read it. I sure will. Absolutely. So I'm going to go start my prep for dinner. I'm making it's like a crock pot enchilada thing. That it only takes about an hour in the crock pot. So I'm going to go start dinner and then I'm going to come back and watch this. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love you all. Thank you so much. You guys have a good afternoon, okay? And I hope that anytime now there could be breaking news, right? They could find Sebastian Rogers at any minute. So keep his face out there. Like and share everything that you can find. And just continue to pray. I will see you guys next time. Bye.